full swing as we welcome you to this postseason contest on EA Sports. Time to determine who will represent the AFC in the Super Bowl. The conference championship is underway. He'll bring it out from the middle of the end zone. Declines the touchback, Brock, and they make him pay in a big way. He's tackled before he can get to the 20. All right, let's get this show on the road. It is 1st and 10. Let's go. Man in motion here. Man in motion out of the slot. Option design here. And he won't salvage that. It's a loss on the play.
This is one of those situations, Kate, where I watch the body language of the running back because it'd be very easy for him to raise his hands up, look to the sideline in his O-line and go, what am I supposed to do there? There was nothing, no time at all to try and escape and react. Instead, it goes backwards.
Everyone's prepped. It's 2nd down now. Nix from the gun. He rolls to his right. Now here he goes. Decent yardage picked up here before he slides down to avoid the tackle.
You know, Kate, back in the day, we had a slip and slide at practice for moments just like that. Actually practicing how to slide and get out of harm's way. Nice gain on the play and denied that defense yet another chance to take a shot on him.
On 3rd down, here's Nix. His first throw is an interception. And the Blues are going to have it. And he's going to hang on to that football. That's his first career interception. So the first drive of the game ends not in points, Brock, but in an INT.
And I get it. Opening drives aren't always going to end up with points or a touchdown. Good thing, though, there's a lot of opportunities left to make up for that miscue and go get yourself back in rhythm and back on script.
Here we go, son. Hey, Ken. Right.
Play action, Fields. Completed to his running back. And he goes out approaching that 10-yard line.
That is the epitome of staying on schedule. That kind of completion right there on 1st down. Well, it opens up the entirety of the playbook for 2nd down. And the 3rd and short in your back pocket, you can get even more aggressive and take that shot.
Running for the marker on 2nd. And the defense gets there to force a small loss.
Kate, it's amazing how fast these guys are on the field and how fast your fortunes can turn. 2nd and short run, you're feeling good about yourself. But with a negative play, well, now comes a critical 3rd down.
And he'll pick up enough to move the chains.
It's got to be so demoralizing as a defense when you go up against a running back who just keeps those legs churning like a piston in an engine. And that effort's contagious. This entire offense is getting a boost when he busts those tackles.
Here we go.
Chance to stack some momentum if they can turn this turnover into 6. It's 1st and goal.
Go.
Shotgun snap to Fields. He has the touchdown. So a touchdown on the board for him, Brock, as they start this game off a perfect 1-for-1 offensively.
Yeah, I'm going to call that scripting for success right there. Can't do it much better than that. And listen, when you script these first plays, you don't always know who the targets are going to be. It's really then relying upon what the defense is trying to take away. They couldn't take away that big old tight end.
Kicking unit comes out for the extra point. The point after splits the uprights. And the Blues will jump out to a 7-0 lead. Here's McPherson on to handle the kickoff. And no return as this bounces through the end zone for a touchback. First and 10 now from the 30. Now give left side. And he's brought down for a loss. A dose of the hurry-up offense here. The give here on second. And they'll take him down at the 43-yard line. Big gain, 14 on the play. And that'll be good for a Denver first.
Kate, I know you can see that smile on my face as we stand next to each other. Sure, I love that run. But I'm thinking about some great running backs. In fact, Corey Dillon, who created a lot of negative grades on my play sheet because I didn't want to carry out no fake. I wanted to watch the damage he could do like we just saw. Hey, Mr. Quarterback, that's a throw that's got to go somewhere else. Double coverage was waiting for it. Thinking interception to be had, and incompletion still pretty good for the defense.
No dice on that prior pass. Here's second down. Hand off to the back. And it's a nice gain, but they needed just one more yard to move the chains. There's 5 on that play. They need 5 more now on third down. Out of the gun, it's Nix. Has him on the quick hitter. And this one does not go far. Moving quickly, trying to get set again. Going for it on fourth, Nix. Taking his shot, deep down the field it goes. Big gain downfield. Touchdown, Denver. Extra point attempt coming up. Extra point sent right down the middle. And the Broncos tie this game 7-7. The kicking unit on now for the Broncos, and they're ready to send it away. And he just sends it over the end zone. No threat of a return at all, but now they're going to spot the ball at the 30 to begin the drive. They'll get this drive started. First and 10.
Here we go.
Motioning one of the tight ends.
Tonight.
Blown back gets the handoff. And he's brought down after a nice gain and a first down.
Offensive coordinators tell us all the time, big runs only happen with coordinated efforts. Great block in the spring of guys hitting blocks downfield and a back who can show off his wheels.
And he has enough room to gain about 4.
That is just a good, solid run right there. I know, that's pretty basic commentary, but sometimes football can be basic. It keeps you on schedule, that kind of yards per carry, and you move the sticks.
And they get to him way behind the line on this one and take him down. Here he is on third and long. A lot of guys there, and it's intercepted. And the Broncos come through with a big play to close out our opening quarter. So we're through one here in the AFC title game. Scoreboard showing 7s on each side. We'll return with more NFL action right after this. We're back, and it is Broncos football as we resume. They're set up with it after the pick to end the first. Trying the right side. And he powers through the middle for a gain of 4.
You know, this is an offense that will emphasize the ground game at different points of each and every contest. And as long as they can reliably get gains like this, it's not going to change anytime soon.
Back-to-back carries here. And he's tackled with the first down yardage.
I think with that call, they were trying to set him up with a short third down run, but he said, nope, not on my watch. I'll just go get it all right here. Now, playbook's wide open for 1st and 10.
On 1st and 10, here's Nix. Buys time, rolling right. Trying to get away from the pressure, but he can't, and they drop it. And they'll try to build on that big stop.
Pretty even match in this first half, and you're just kind of waiting. Right, you just kind of try to get a feel for which defense is going to come to life. And when you get that sack, that can go a long way to infusing some energy on that side of the ball.
He's contained at the line for no gain. Will McDonald there on the tackle. 3rd and 10. Can this offense get it done? Shotgun snap to Nix. Chased out to his right. And he just gets rid of this one, but unfortunately, that means 4th down coming up.
Well, discretion, the better part of valor in a lot of cases. Rather than force something when no one open or risk a turnover, he wisely just threw it away.
And that one is good. A little longer, but no problem at all. And that's going to break our tie and give him a 3-point advantage.
You'd expect him to make most of those attempts from this distance, but it's never a lock. So they'll happily take this and finish off the drive with points.
And that one bounces through the end zone for a touchback. First and 10 now from the 30.
Here we go. Sack.
Off play action, it's Fields. Working the sideline. Oh, he got it. Drug the feet. That's a catch.
That one came with a higher degree of difficulty. He had to balance focusing on the catch while staying in bounds.
They'll come to the line here. 2nd and 9.
Here we go. Right.
Throwing now. Off play action. Got to him right as he threw it, and it falls to the ground. Looking for the back that time. So they're left facing 3rd and long.
Here we go. I'm good. Right.
Fields looking to throw. Short pass brought in. And he'll get taken down after advancing this to the 37. Offense in the hurry up here. They do snap it. Here's Fields. He connects downfield on 4. Down to the 10. He makes it in for the touchdown. The Blues take a 2nd quarter lead. So sensational work by the skill man there, Brock. Anytime you can make your quarterback look that good, you know he appreciates it.
That's a quarterback's best friend, no question. But on the other side, gosh, defensively, you got to get that skill player down. Period, end of story. You can't give up that much yards after catch.
That one right down the middle. And the Blues take a 4-point lead. Here's McPherson on to handle the kickoff. And it bounces out of the end zone, so they'll set up shop at the 30. And the drive will start out with a 1st and 10. Here's the lone back on the handoff. And they'll make the stop up at the 46-yard line. 16 yards on the play. And the Broncos will have a 1st down.
play running back in this league, well, you've got to have tremendous vision. We saw it twice. Once to find the lane upfield, and then to get to space and break off some extra yards.
Going to the ground again on first. He's off again. And he gets this one down to the 27. A gain of 27 yards there. And that'll be good for a Denver first. They give it to him again. And he carries it for a big gain that gets him down into the red zone. Pickup of 8 on the run, and that sets up 2nd and 2.
Well, that doesn't net a first down. You get yards like that in the run game, you will take it in the NFL.
Handoff on 2nd and short. And he's caught behind the line for a loss. Broncos have to hurry here. Clock's still running. On 3rd and short. And he's dropped just short of the marker, maybe a yard away.
Hey, we know running the ball in the NFL is hard, and that play pretty indicative of it. Here's the key, though. At the end of the game, those type of plays got to be in the minority, and the majority have got to do some damage.
We have a timeout called by the Broncos. That's their first. They'll have 2 left to work with before halftime. So close to the end zone, but with time winding down, they're going to try for the field goal. This is a 35-yard look from the right hash. And it is good. No problems there on the shorter attempt. And that cuts the lead back down to a lone point.
Okay, one of the areas that kickers and quarterbacks are similar, they want to get into rhythm. And no better way to feel good and get into that rhythm than start a game 2 for 2 as a kicker.
And he opts not to bring this one out, so they're going to enjoy some good starting field position from the 30. Only 10 seconds remaining here, so 1st and 10 may be our last snap of the half.
Here we go, son.
He's back to throw. He lobs it up, looking deep to the right side. They don't connect there, and now just 3 seconds showing on the clock. Trying to find his tight end. And it's going to be 2nd down.
There's the importance of staying in phase as a defender. He was all over him in coverage. And that really did help force the incompletion.
Big catch is made, and he got the feet in too. We've reached the midway point of this contest. 2 quarters down, and an exciting 2 to go. The NFL on EA Sports returns after this. Welcome back, everybody. Kate Scott, Brock Heward with you as we're about set to begin the 3rd quarter. The Lamar Hunt Trophy waiting in the wings for whoever can finish this game out as we're back underway. Chooses to bring this one out. And this drive will start inside the 25. Drive starts out with a 1st and 10.
Don't jump. Ready?
They go play action here. Well, the pressure nearly got to him, but still a good play defensively as that one falls incomplete.
This is why we hear about closing speed so often when you evaluate players. You know, once he senses the pressure, he's getting rid of that ball. It takes a player who can close quickly to get to him before it's released and alter that throw.
He's got it inside the 25. And that is a touchdown. The Blues grow the lead coming out of halftime. That one splits the uprights. And the Blues grow their lead to 8. McPherson on to handle the kickoff. And the kickoff is into and then out of the end zone. Touchback. This drive starting from the 30. Offense ready to begin this drive. 1st and 10. Play action with Nix. Launches one deep downfield. Defenders there. It's intercepted. And the Blues take over. Not an interception by the reigning Defensive Player of the Year. They're out and set. 1st and 10.
Here we go. Tonight.
Lone back in the backfield, and they give it to him. And they bring him down at the 18-yard line. It's a 4-yard pickup, and that's going to bring up 2nd and 6.
Alpha. Here we go.
Throwing off the play fake here. On the move, headed right. And he doesn't see a window he likes, so he just got rid of that one. And then brings up 3rd down.
You hear so many programs all around the league talk about it's all about the ball. It's all about the ball. Well, discretion, the better part of valor in a lot of cases. And right there, he understood it's all about the ball, and I'm not going to risk a turnover wisely, throwing it away.
No connection on the last play, and now it's 3rd down.
Line up. Here we go.
And they send a man in motion.
Tonight.
The lateral goes haywire. Live ball. And they scoop it up. Time to push for the line. And they'll advance it no further. They belt him as he tries bringing that fumble forward. Well, they scrambled back on top of the fumble. They lose a ton, though, and now they've got 4th down coming up.
Yeah, recovering it really only brought you one more play. But with how much they lost on that play, well, here come the special teams. And now they got to be special. I know. Sometimes we take kickers for granted, but I'll tell you what, you can't hit that any better. Never even flirted with an upright. That was right down the middle.
Here's McPherson on to handle the kickoff. And no return as this bounces through the end zone for a touchback. 1st and 10 now from the 30. Give now to the running back. And he could only get a lone yard. Took a couple of guys to hold him down near the line. They'll come to the line here, 2nd and 9. They'll put one of the tight ends in motion. Back to the well again. And they'll make the stop up at the 46-yard line. Offense up to the line fast. Throwing on 1st down, Nix. Finds his fullback. And he pushes this down to the 42 before going down. It's a gain of 12 there. And the Broncos will have a 1st down.
You know, it sure seems like he knew exactly where he was going with that before the snap. That's a pre-snap decision that led to a post-snap 1st down.
A tight end in motion now. They'll run here on 1st down. And the defense gets there to force a small loss.
Talked to a bunch of different GMs, Kate, especially around draft time, and they all say the same thing. Linebackers are so hard to find. It's hard to transition from the college game that's in so much space to this game where you've got to play in a phone booth yet have that explosiveness to chase a play on the outside down like that linebacker just did.
2nd and 12 behind the sticks. That's complete. Here's Brooks. Working quickly here. Now Nick's on 3rd down. Throwing deep for the end zone. Intercepted in the end zone. Sauce Gardner with the INT. And the Blues will be set up at the 20-yard line following that interception. They'll get this drive started. 1st and 10.
Here we go. All right.
Blown back in the backfield, and he gets the handoff. And he's tackled up across the 20 at the 22. 8 yards to go. Let's see how they approach this 2nd down.
Here we go, son.
Fakes the handoff, now to throw. Made the throw as he was getting hit, Brock, and it's incomplete. This one intended for the running back. And things look tougher now with 3rd and long.
Well, he needed another second to deliver the throw he wanted to. You got to give a lot of credit that time, Kate, to the pass rush for getting in and forcing him to dish it before he was ready.
Last pass unsuccessful, and they have 3rd down here.
Here we go.
Out of the shotgun, Fields. He's going to try to drop it in deep. He's got it at the 30. And he does quite a bit of damage before they finally take him down.
Look at the touch he put on that throw down the field. That was a masterpiece, and he was the artist behind it, laying it in the perfect spot to create the big play.
All right.
On 1st and 10, it's Fields. We've got a screen to the running back. Pickup of 12 on that play. And that'll give him a 1st down.
At that down and distance, this group was pretty confident the screen would get him enough yards for the 1st, and it did.
Here we go.
And so long as it keeps working like that, I bet you it'll be a go-to play for them when they need it the next time.
And he's able to manage a couple on that run.
You know, not a ton of yards, but still showing that commitment to the ground game. The type of run that keeps the defense from loading up in coverage and focusing entirely on that passing game.
Only one frame remains before we see who's going to represent the AFC in the Super Bowl. They have it with the lead. Just need to close this quarter out for a playoff win. 8 yards to go. Let's see how they approach this 2nd down.
Here we go, son.
They send a tight end in motion.
All right.
They'll run now on 2nd down. And he's got a nice gain down inside the 10-yard line. A dose of the hurry-up offense here.
That's a gain of 6. Brings up 3rd and 3. Go.
Another carry for him. And he's dropped just short of the marker, maybe a yard away.
The tackle made at the 6-yard line. It's a gain of a yard. Brings up 4th down and 1.
Offense staying out there. It's 4th and 1. Breaks the tackles. And he's going to fight forward and get in. Touchdown. The Blues make it a 3-score game in the 4th. He would not be denied that close to the end zone, Brock. I think it might have taken 5 or 6 guys tackling him to keep him from diving across the line for 6.
Certainly a second effort touchdown, no question. The backs who become fan favorites, we've seen it through the generations, and they set the curve for their peers, are the ones who just fight through that stop. It will not be denied of a touchdown.
Now they'll try the point after. Right down the middle, it's good. And the Blues push their lead to 18. Here's McPherson on to handle the kickoff. And he opts not to bring this one out, so they're going to enjoy some good starting field position from the 30. And the drive will start out with a 1st and 10. Nicks off the play action. Looking right, and he finds him. And he's going to get this up to the 45 before he's brought down. Give him 15 yards on the pickup there. And that'll be good for a Denver first. Just one play into this drive, and they're already sitting on their own 45. Nicks with it on 1st. Has him on the quick hitter. And he'll cross the 50 and start pushing onto the opposing side of the field. Moving quickly, trying to get set again. 2nd and 4. Dump off caught by his back. And he's brought down for a loss.
That pass, it did put him in a position where he had to shake a defender. That's all you want. Give me a one-on-one. He's capable of doing it, but not against that dude. That defender could not be shook. He knocked him back across the line.
Could not beat the defender there. And that leaves them with 4th and 5.
How many times do defenders hear from their coaches, read and react, read and react? You got to read where the quarterback's eyes are going, and then more importantly, you got to react as he begins to throw and knock that ball away.
Here he goes. Got to have this on 4th down. That one's cut along the left sideline.
Oh, so close to getting off the field. But the 4th down conversion keeps that defense out there. That was their shot to end this possession, to sit on the bench, to get their breath. But now they're going to have to buckle down and force another 4th down.
They've got a man in motion. On 1st and 10, here's Nicks. And they pick him off again! And the Blues have it after forcing his 4th INT of the day. Oh, man, Brock, those other leaders on that sideline, they've got to sit him down and calm him down. 3 consecutive drives now where he's thrown an interception.
Yeah, this defense is just all over him, seeing every throw, anticipating these routes before they're even run. When he's dropping back to throw, and I know this feeling, it's horrible as a quarterback. It feels like there's 20 defenders out there on this defense.
Here's the handoff. And a bit of deja vu as they stop him at the line once again.
You know, Kate, over the years, I've heard running backs say there's just times you got to run in the darkness. And when linebackers fill that hole like that right in the middle of the field, he ran right into the darkness and the pain of that linebacker.
So now here's 3rd and 5.
Here we go.
Fields to throw it. The screen pass falls incomplete.
That is a DB's best friend, pressure. That pressure earned that incompletion. They came in before he could find a target and hit him to alter that last-second attempt to get rid of it.
Here we go.
Fields now on 4th. And he will get the first as they touch him down. The right call came in at the right time. Give him 9 yards and a successful conversion on 4th. That brings us to the 2-minute warning in St. Louis. Blues, well, they can probably just run away and hide.
Here we go.
Out of the shotgun, they'll give it to him inside. And he's into the front for a gain of about 2.
You know, they got some positive yards. That's a good thing. But too many plays like that, it just is too hard to pile together, get first downs against the better defenses in this league.
Out of the gun, they'll give it to him inside. And this goes across midfield and into Broncos territory.
The humble 5 to 6 yard gain on the ground. Not a huge gain, not a game-changing play by any means, but one that keeps you on schedule and takes some of the starch out of that front 7.
play good for 17 and a first down.
You know, they call that the money down for a reason, because you're just simply not going to last long in the NFL if you don't convert a good portion of your third downs. It's the money down. And nice to see them roll the dice and continue the series.
Here we go.
Here's a give up the middle. And he'll only find 1 yard up the gut. Second down.
The one thing I could say positive about the execution of that play is at least he didn't go backwards.
They'll come to the line here, 2nd and 9.
Go.
Here's Brees Hall on the ground for the first time. And the defense is all over this one for a big loss. Fields on 3rd. Dumps it off to his running back. And he's able to take this one down to the 25. So something to be proud of, Brock, as they come away with a win. And they'll raise that Lamar Hunt Trophy high as champions of the AFC. And that earns them 2 more weeks of football until they head to the Bayou and fight for a Super Bowl. So that puts a bow on this one. For my partner, Brock Heward, and everyone involved on our crew, I'm Kate Scott signing off. This has been another presentation of the NFL on EA Sports. It's a win.